it's Wendy. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a look at basically stuff that I've bought all the way from Christmas really. So I had Christmas money, it's been my birthday, obviously I've bought books, I've been showing you books, but I have bought other things. Obviously we've seen these before already. So I thought I'd quickly go through a few of the things that I've bought over the last quite a few months really, just to kind of sum it up all together. Some things are going to be quick because, like I say, they've been popped up already that you've seen. Some things maybe not so much. So start with some of these. So obviously Chromaflow we've seen already in that they've been on the channel, and yeah, my current thoughts on these really, I have been using them. They are still, I can't open it, but they are still in here, and I have done a page with these actually, which will probably be in my April finished pages, but I'll give you a sneak peek now. So I've been working on this page. I don't think it's quite finished yet, but I'm on the way to being finished with it for Easter. And yeah, what was my thoughts about them really? I've struggled with greens, I think. Obviously this page has got a lot of greens on it, and I did end up using, for in these leaves, I wanted this really pine dark green for some contrast in these leaves so that they weren't too similar to what was going on in the background. So I did need to nick a Prisma out my set to work in those areas. So there are some bits of colour that, yeah, I found I was searching to try and find something. It does still feel like they've got a few holes in them when you're starting to use them, and only them on their own. I like them. I don't super love the narrow barrel on them. I think I don't really understand why these weren't in a thicker pencil like all the other Derwent lines. I'm sure there must be some reason for it, I'm guessing, so that it compares to Prisma a little bit more. And as you can see, I've got a couple that have started to break a little bit more than others, although I have used some more than others. Obviously I've used a lot of green in that particular one that I've just been looking at, but overall I have enjoyed them. They're lovely and soft. They make a really nice change from some of the sets that I've got. I do like the colours that are in here. It just feels like yeah, I was searching around. I feel that we needed much more greens, definitely. But yeah, I've enjoyed them. I don't know where they're going to live yet. Currently, they're still living in their tin, which is not a good sign for pencils, really. They should be out the tin for me. I use them when they're in a case. I am using these, but at the moment, I need to rethink my cases as to where they're going to go. And then, yeah, my husband bought me these for Christmas, actually. That's how long I've not shown these for. So I only had it, have I got them handy? Oh, yeah, I have, as you can see, this is the 72 set of the new Inktense, same as all the ones that I've no doubt you lot have already got before. But my watercolour sets all live in this Fox pencil case, and I have a full set of, what are these? Albert Durers, full set of Albert Durers. I've got some out at the moment because I'm in the middle of a project. But I had a small set of Inktense, which, as you can see, if I don't knock my mouse and turn off the recording, my Inktense are that old, the ones that I had already, that they are in a hexagonal barrel. So I think this 12 set I got when they first came out with Inktense. And at the time I was teaching textiles, and obviously these were advertised as a product you can use directly on fabric for decorative purposes, which you can. But you have to wet it to seal it, which obviously on fabric that means it will run. So they were useful in school in that respect, but they wouldn't do exactly what I bought them for at the time. So hence why I only bought this very small set a very, very long time ago. So long that the design has changed. But it looked to me like the names were the same, but the numbers are different. So my numbers on this one, as you can maybe just about see if my camera's going to behave. You see all my wrinkles now in my hands. But yeah, as you can see, this is 103. And now if I pick out Tangerine, which I happen to have sharpened, so I know which one it is. Tangerine is now, I think it's 3 100 rather than 103. So they haven't changed a huge amount between the two, other than obviously now they always come in a round barrel, whereas previously I think it was to identify it more with its watercolour. Oh, helps if you can see. Is my camera going to focus? Yeah, there we go. I think it was to identify the fact that it was a water. You could use water with it, and obviously that meant it was the same as again, the watercolours are not this colour anymore. Mine are old. It was the same, basically the same barrel as the watercolour in production, just obviously different colour from what they currently have. So yeah, so it was quite nice to have the full set of Inktense rather than just my tiny little sets of these. Obviously these are not going to fit in this case because this is a full case. I still also have, while we're on it and it's open, I think I've got 24 of these, which I can't get out now, but I have 24 of these Aquatone from Derwent's. They don't make these anymore. I think they do pop up on eBay if you're really desperate to have them. But yeah, these are just a solid barrel of watercolour pigment, so there's no wood in them at all. They're really handy if you want to work really quite large, because obviously you can put down quite a lot of colour really easily. Yeah, I always really liked these. I bought these and I bought the small set of Neos at the same time. I used to use both of these together because they were quite a reasonable price back in the day. And they have a really nice colour in this, which I've not seen them do for a while. So it's this kind of aubergine colour. I don't know how well you're seeing because the sun's actually decided to come out surprisingly today. But yeah, burnt carmine, which I really like in this particular Aquatone colour. But yeah, I've got those as well. That are old, very old, but yeah, as I've got it open, thought I may as well show them. You can have a nosy while I've got it out. But yeah, so my Inktense, started to use these in my latest page in Mel Panini Chetti Penny Go-To's page. So the page with the big moths on, I've been using these in, which probably you've seen finished by now if I've finished it. Still got a bit to do on it, but there you go, what can you do? So I got those. Then I got, mainly because of Naughty Dan from Gauricious, I think he bought the 36 set of Pro Colours. And I don't know if he put them on Instagram. I saw it somewhere anyway, and it tempted me. I think maybe he put them on his channel. Yeah, I think it was on his channel. And I thought, oh, they actually look quite good. So I bought, as I think I've showed you, a little, I think it was 10 in that little wallet that I bought. And I liked them. And I had birthday money burning a hole in my pocket. And then I spotted these on offer somewhere. So yeah, so they were bought. Tin's empty, which is a good sign for them, because that means I'm using them. And they've joined my wax pencil case in here. So I have the 72 Pros in here, and I've really enjoyed the Pros. They totally weren't what I expected at all from them. From every kind of description that I've heard people talk about them, I was expecting them to be really, really hard. And I'm not a hard pencil lover. My polychromos live in the tin. That tells you everything. That I've had them the longest out of all my pencil sets, and they've never made it out into a pencil case because I just don't use them a huge amount. I don't enjoy the colour palette in them, and I don't like the texture of them. Maybe that tells you whether these are for you or not. I don't know. But yeah, I don't love them. But these, yeah, these I really have enjoyed. And again, you will have seen me use them again in March's end pages. I did this page. Sorry, sun's terrible today. Oh, well, I actually close my blinds if it carries on. But yeah, you're either in shadow or you're in full sun. Which do you want? Don't know. But yeah, I've used them in this page, and I really enjoyed how they'll layer over each other. Then you can do really fine details if you want fine lines in the dress or fine lines in the feathers. They'll do that as well. So yeah, I really felt they were a really useful pencil that gives you a bit of both, really. You can make nice details with them, but they will build and layer to really let you see the different colours through them as well. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the Pros. And although it was perhaps a bit naughty just to go and buy them all, yeah, I'm not regretting it because I've really I really enjoyed using them, and I will continue to use them, particularly in Clara McCarver books. I think I really like them in there. And as you can see, they live with other wax pencils. So my small set of Chromaflows, the few Colorsofts that I have, and the rest of my Prisms are in this case as well. And all of these pencils work quite nicely together. So this set works for me. Drawing are in here. They might have to come out of here to put the Chromaflows in properly, but I still don't think there'll be quite enough room in here. Drawing really need a pencil case of their own, because they will work with pretty much most pencils that I have. They'll work well with all of what's in this case, but they also work really well with my Luminance, my Lightfast, my Holbeins, and the colour palette in these is really nice. There's just some really unusual shades in the drawing. These were a second-hand set from eBay, but then when they arrived they still had cellophane on, so although they were second-hand, they hadn't actually been used, so they were a bargain as well, but not this month. Yeah, so that's my pros. Going on about all my pencils now, sorry, wasn't the plan. And then, because I hadn't obviously bought enough pencils this month, I did buy another set of pencils. Second-hand purchase, so this was eBay. I think because I've been looking at doing it a lot, and maybe the Chromaflows encouraged me to behave badly on the pencil front. But yeah, I suppose because I was fine. Oh, I need another green. Why isn't there another tone of that? Yeah, I thought, actually I'd be interested to see just what colours you do have in 120 Dermot set. So obviously the only 120 Dermot set at the moment on the market is Artists set, Dermot Artists. And currently, when I started to look for these, they only seem to be available in the collection kind of wooden box thing, which is lovely. It's a really beautiful thing, but I have a lot of art stuff already, as I'm starting to show, and I do not have the space for a wooden box. And realistically, a wooden box on my desk when I'm trying to work would just be annoying. So I would literally be buying a wooden box to get rid of the wooden box, because it would be annoying, and I wasn't prepared to do that. So instead of doing that, I went on eBay and bought these second-hand set for a bargain price. It was way cheaper than any place that I could have bought them from normally. So these are a reused set, and I am missing 2 from here, as you can see in my set. So I've got 2 pencils missing, that there's little blank spots in my set. But for what I paid, and obviously these are available loose stock, I really don't care. There's 2 pencils missing. When I next order from Jackson's or Cut Pens to top up my other pencils, because there's a few that I'm short of, I will just order the 2, and possibly a couple of the smaller ones, because I've actually made this rust small. There's some colours in here I really like, and this is one of them. So it has a colour called Rust in here, which on this set is 6430. I don't know how old these sets are. I can see it says England on them in the manufacture, place of manufacture. So I know it's not a super recent set, because they now say made in Britain, I think, which is a more difficult statement to make, I think. Whereas I think they just used to say England on them. But anyway, I don't know what the difference is. I know that makes them an older pencil. But this colour in particular, Rust, I really like. And it has a light rust that goes with it. And I don't think I've got a colour quite this shade. I don't think my camera's really picking up the actual true colour of this colour. But I really liked that shade. And there was a few shades in here that I really quite like, that are not in any of the other Derwent sets that I have. There's some really good pinks in here, some quite nice lilacs, huge range of yellows, some really nice skin tones. Really pleased with it. So I have, in my new Clara McCarver book, been working on, I'm not finished and the light's doing funny things today. I've been working, this is purely just doing Artists, and I'm mixed feelings about how I feel about these pencils on this particular paper, and I'm going to try them on some other things before I make any judgments about them. They are a hard pencil, and I have just said I'm not a great lover of hard pencils. Some of them seem harder than others, I think is what I have noticed working on here. The greens seemed very hard when I was trying to work in the leaves. And I think that stops you getting some really nice dark tones. But whether it's just this paper in Clara's books, I'm not sure yet, because this paper is quite strange compared to a lot of other papers that I work on. So I'm be interested to see how they are in some other papers and other books before I make a final judge on them. Certainly there's some lovely colours in them, and I've really enjoyed working them in here. But yeah, for some areas, a softer pencil would have been nice. But I really do like the colours in them. And like I say, there are some quite interesting tones in here that I don't have in some of my other Derwent sets that it would be nice to see a bit more used. I really quite like the actual paint on these as well. They're quite unusual in that all the other Derwent products, you either have Burwood, like my Lightfast, or you have a painted barrel. But these, I don't know how well you'll be able to see today, actually. If it'll focus. No, it won't. Not helped by the sun, I don't think. Oh, there you go. These seem to be like a clear varnish. So it feels like it's been stained and then a clear varnish put over. So each pencil, you can kind of still see the wood texture through the paint. If that makes sense. Varnish, stain, not sure what it is. But yeah, so every pencil you pick up is slightly different colour. And you can see the grain through them quite nicely. They are beautifully made. A couple of mine have got chips on because obviously they're second hand. I don't care. It's not going to affect me when I shade with them, is there? So, yeah, my final naughty pencil purchase for these few months, not just this month. And then because we're still on the subject of pencils, the other thing that I did buy was this tiny case. As you can see, it is not tiny at all. So I like having my Luminance, my Lightfast and my Holbeins all together in one case. And I did have them in... Oh, can I pick it up? Let me move this one over. I did have them in this one. Let me move my new one over. For quite a while. Did I zip this up? Oh yes, I have zipped it up. That's helpful. So when I got... I think it was my Lightfast. When I got my Lightfast, my husband bought me a Lightfast for Christmas a couple of years ago. I bought this case to keep them all in. Oh, it's messy, sorry, it is messy. And this fits them all in, and you can see how I put my pencils in. So I do like my pencils organised, so perhaps it's not upside down and you could actually read them. Well, my writing's terrible anyway. I do like to have a swatch and the name so that I can put them all back in order, and this is, as you can see, I have used it a lot. But I have them in here, and it works in that they're in here, but there's a lot of slack in this pencil case, and it allows them to kind of fall and bang into each other. And yeah, I wasn't enjoying it. I really didn't like how it kept them together. It did that part of the job, but they just didn't feel very safe in there. So I've been keeping an eye out for a pencil case that was big enough to hold all these sets together, because obviously you've got 350 pencils in these sets to have them together, and I wanted one of these cases that actually has the more firm inserts in. So this one I got from AliExpress. It has a lot of zips in, as you can see. But it now does allow me to have all my pencils together. They won't even fit on the camera, sorry, but you don't need to see them all. But I'm really enjoying this case. It's the pieces are properly hard backed. There's no slack at the join there, so when I turn it, it's just literally turning on itself, and there's no breaking and things sliding about that was honestly driving me mad. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this pencil case. I know it sounds like a minor thing. My Luminance, this is a new set of Luminance. My husband did buy me a new set of Luminance for Christmas. My old ones do not look this nice and neat. They are my go-to pencil, as you probably know if you've watched my channel. I use them a lot. My other sets in here are older, my light fast. Some pencils, as you can see, I do use a lot. I tend to use light fast for darker tones, so dark blues, dark browns, dark reds. I tend to go down there. For luminous I use pretty much everything from. And then Holbein. Again, I do like some of the reds and oranges in Holbein, and some of the purples and pinks are beautiful. Greens, I really like this pencil in particular, £2.91. If you're buying loose stock Holbein, I like that colour a lot. It's quite a different colour. It's really like a leaf green. It's not grassy, it's not got that brightness of grass. But yeah, I find that a really useful colour. See, I'm talking about pencils again. I was only going to show you the actual case. Can go on all day about pencils. I've got a sad obsession with them. And then down here, well, a lot of them down here are replacements because I use them, as you can see down here. The light colours in particular I use a lot. My most favourite pencil out of all of them, and it's worn off, Cherry Blossom, is the one I use a huge amount. It's really helpful colour. Lilac, love that pencil as well, really useful. And yeah, some of these really soft light pinks I use a lot, and the light greens. Could go on all day. I won't. Anyway, new pencil case. I really like it. It did come with a massive great big shoulder strap. I'm not going to put that on because this isn't going anywhere apart from staying in here. But yeah, really useful. AliExpress pencil case. Was cheap. Took ages to get here, but I really like it. It's really done the job for me quite nicely. And then other things that I got, I did go to a craft show at the weekend, like paper crafters kind of show really, and yeah, bought a few bits and pieces that I saw that were on cheap. So I had, if I got lift them out, oh yes I had some of these sparkle inks by Spectrum Noir before, so I had a couple of nice pinks and a blue, and I've not seen them anywhere for ages. And yeah, one of the little stores had these two sets, so there was like a Christmas set. Let's get them out. Ooh, rather than just trying to guess what they're called. Sorry about the crinkly noises. Ooh. So I've got, can I read it without my glasses on? Starry Sky, which as you can see is a lovely glittery blue ink. Love it. Then I've got Holly Leaf, which again, I think actually when it's been shook, it will be quite a lot darker than it's looking in the sunshine. But yeah, again, has really nice dark Christmassy green, which I think will be lovely, and berry red, which again, really lovely rich red when it's shook up, really quite like. So that's the first one. Let me move that one out of the way. And then the other ones, ooh. Oh, plastic packaging, hate it. The other one, Pink Champagne. Excuse my emails. Moonlight. Moonlight's nice as well. And last but not least, can't I find the name? Soft Jade. But again, really nice, and I really like the inks. The glitter seems to stay on pretty well. They've got a really nice amount of sparkle. Obviously you need to shake them quite often if you're using them. It very quickly starts to settle, like the blue's pretty much back at the bottom again already, as is the red, even though I've literally just shook it up a few minutes ago. So you do need to keep shaking them even when you're using them, otherwise they will start to settle pretty quick. Look, that one's even settling already. But I think they are beautiful inks, and I really like the other three that I've used. I've used them on a couple of pages already, so I've got those that are really lovely, that I'm really pleased with. And then to go, this is all sparkle to go with them, I got some Luna paste that was on offer at one of the stores. So I've got this kind of, what's it called, Moonlight Sky, that is, yeah, just really lovely. I probably shouldn't stick my finger in, but I'm going to stick my finger in. Try it on a bit of paper. Don't know how well you see it in this crazy sunlight that I've got today. A little bit. Actually, it looks more silver on the paper than it does. It looks quite kind of cornflower blue in the pot, doesn't it? But not when you're putting it on. I suppose I put quite a thin layer on, and I think the idea with these pastes is to layer it quite thick, isn't it? I might put a little bit of a thicker bit on to see how they dry. Then I've got, what's this one called? Stella Champagne, which again, I'll contaminate it now with my glittery finger, but never mind. Oop. Yeah, quite nice. They smell. They don't smell nice. And Stella Aqua. Another lovely colour. Oh yeah, I like that one. That'd be nice on some kind of seascape. Yeah, they're all quite nice on the paper, aren't they? I quite like those. But yeah, they were on, I think they were on a 3 for 2 or something like that. But yeah, they were a little bit cheaper than normally I would get. Okay, and then the other glittery things that I got, I have quite a few pots of stickles, but my stickles were from my card making days, so they tend to be more kind of pearly ones. So I have quite a few of these liquid pearls, which are lovely. They make great dots if you want kind of raised dots and things like that. But I pretty much, in normal stickles, only had these kind of things that I already, that are crystal, I think were the ones that I've got, or it's basically the same but a different brand and slightly smaller versions. But pretty much that was all I had, versions of crystal, and mine are, let's say, years old and drying out quite badly. So I thought, again, these were on offer at one of the stores, so I did just get a selection. So I've got ice blue. I've not even tried these yet. They're just my luck, none of them will work. Oh no, I like that. Ice blue is nice. So yeah, it's quite pretty. Put the lid on. I've got Firefly. Can I get them all to work? I've literally not opened them till now. Come on, Firefly, you know you want to. Oh, that's lovely as well. I like it. Looks a bit more yellow on the camera than I think it looks in real life. It's a bit more green, I think, in real life. I've got gold. See, I hadn't got any of these kind of colours. I don't really know why. It's not like I couldn't have used these for card making, is it? But for some reason, I didn't. I just had the crystal. Yeah, sun's gone in now. Now everything's dull again. Sorry. Welcome to Manchester. Grapefruit. I really like this grapefruit one. This is totally my cup of tea, this colour. Oh, that is quite strong. Grapefruit. Like I say, I'm sure lots of you have already got these already. Neon Flamingo. There's a description. Neon Flamingo doesn't want to come out. Oh yeah, there we are. I like that. Yeah, so perhaps not meant to go all together, but those are the lovely stickles I got, which you can't see because the weather has returned to dull Manchester weather now. But yeah, I'm quite liking all those sparkles that I acquired. And then because I didn't have enough sparkles there, let me just shove these up the desk a bit. I did get a few other bits of sparkles as well. So I've got, these were half price, the Nouveau glitter markers, and these I have had a play with because they were just too tempting not to. And I quite like all of these. They're the same kind of thing as the Spectrum Noir ones that I already have, so you have to kind of pump it to get them working, but then they work pretty well. So I've got Iced Americano. It's kind of like a glittery coffee shade. I've got Morning Moss, And I think for a glitter colour, they're quite subdued colours really, that I think are a little bit more unusual. So they have glitter in them, as you can just about see. But this set particularly are quite dull colours, and urban graphite, which doesn't lead to think about glitter really when I think about urban graphite. But yeah, they're quite nice, subtle shades. And then the other three are a bit more softer. So Strawberry Bonbon, which I really quite like. It's quite subtle. Blue, which I really like. I'll do the purple one, you can look at them both together. Wild Lavender. Yeah, so that's what was all of those three to go through. So yeah, I'm getting quite a sparkly page now. And then the last two I got from a local craft shop. There's very few local craft shops, little ones, little private ones left. But they did have these Glitter Kiss duos, this Cosmic Shimmer. Yeah, Cosmic Shimmer, Glitter Kiss. And so this duo one is Peacock Feathers Duo, and this was just too beautiful to leave. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it's... Oh, hello, things come off. But yeah, the colours in it are just so beautiful. I'm going to stick my finger in again, sorry. It's probably not the way to test this product. But yeah, I just thought over a background that had those colours in already, thought that would be really lovely. Can I get the lid back on? Just wipe my fingers off then I don't contaminate this next one. And then this one, Garnet's Kiss. So it kind of, it looks quite dull in the packaging, but it almost seems to be like a pink purpley glitter in a really dark navy black product. So it's quite an odd looking thing, but the pink, particularly if you get a bit of sunlight on it, really shines out of it. It's quite strange. I almost don't want to, I almost see how beautiful the surface is. I don't want to stick my finger in it, but I'm going to, because I bought it to use, not look at. I do have to tell myself these things sometimes. What does it look like on the... Oh, it's quite dark on the... Might be alright for a midnight sky or something like that. I think when it dries it'll have a bit more sparkle in it than it does at the moment, because that looks quite matte at the moment, doesn't it? But we shall see. Who knows? But yeah, so I've bought one or two things over, oh goodness, January, February, March, bit of April, because these were April. My pile of sparkles at the craft show this weekend. But yeah, so I don't need anything ever again, but I've no doubt there will be some more bits and pieces. A lot of these were things bought with birthday, Christmas money. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Sorry for me yappering on. What's your thoughts about all of these things that I've wasted my money on? If you want to tell me your favourites, ask me some questions about pencils. I'm sad. I will be interested in questions on pencils because they are my most favourite craft art supply ever. Yeah, let me know. But yeah, this is my beginning of the year 4-month haul of stuff that I didn't need. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.